The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show. Thanks for tuning in to the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM. If you're interested in sponsoring my show, you can send me an email to the MikeWagnerShow@gmail.com, or you could also donate to the podcast. Just go to the Donate Listen site, and you can also donate whatever you like. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. For those who are interested, Anchor can give you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. We got creation tools, allows you to record and edit podcasts so it sounds great, and they'll distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple, Google, many more. And you can make money from the podcast with no minimum listenership. So download the Anchor app for free or go to Anchor FM to get started.
It's Kyle.
Hey, Kyle, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show. How are we doing tonight?
Hey, Mike, doing fantastic. How are you, my friend?
Good, good. Hey, where's your wonderful bride, Marcy? Is she with you tonight?
I'm right here. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm doing great, thanks. Just staying cool. That's all I could say at this point. So.
Oh, awesome. Wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
That's more than we can say. We got some hot weather down here in Florida, man, but we're not complaining.
Oh, wow. So you guys are in Florida right now?
We sure are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were working on a cruise ship, and my folks live down here, and
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more, and over 35 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a terrific duo who met and got together and got married in Memphis, Tennessee, and know they didn't get married by Elvis. The singer-songwriter duo began their work back in 2018, and these are just wonderful souls just coming out of this suitcase. And we'll talk about how they came together, and they had an album out called The Love We Found featuring Sky Meets the Ocean. We're going to play their latest song in just a minute, but right now, live from beautiful sunny Florida, and these guys were cruising, and ladies and gentlemen, we've got the Suitcase Souls Kyle and Marcy Perzina. Yes, they were living in a suitcase until now. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey,
Hey.
Mike, thanks so much for having us.
Thank you so much for having us, Mike.
Great. All right. So you guys got together in Memphis, Tennessee. You worked as singer-songwriting duo. You cranked out a few songs, eventually got married, and you started doing some work, and you got a new single out called Memphis in the Spring. We'll talk about some of your work, and before we get into all that, tell us how you got started and how'd you guys meet?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're right. We started out in Memphis. We got together. We were going to the same college actually back then. Yeah, man, we started writing some songs together, and it was kind of the situation where I was one of those timid younger guys, and Marcy was, very talented, very pretty lady. So I didn't say anything to her for about 3 years, when we were going to school together. But, I don't know. Eventually something happened. I don't know what overtook her, but
I don't know. He just all of a sudden became super cute to me and started playing some songs for me. And I was like, all right, I think I might like him. And, it was actually things took off super easily for us. We had a conversation when we were at the very beginning of our relationship. We're like, this is what we want to do. We want to be musicians. We want to tour. And it was kind of like, well, maybe we should just do this together. And that's kind of how it started.
Huh, that was amazing. How'd you come up with the name Suitcase Souls?
Suitcase Souls is something that I came up with mopping a floor probably about 11 at night at a restaurant I was working with at the time. This was long before I knew Marcy, long before any of that. And I'd actually been in several other bands before that. But, it was kind of the idea that everybody's on a journey, and we're all headed somewhere, and you kind of take a little bit with you from everywhere that you live, and it's okay that nowhere's really home. I think home is more an idea. It has to do with the people that you're with and the experiences that you have with those people along the way. And so we kind of wanted to make a band that talks about life's journey, and there you have Suitcase Souls.
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting. And also tell us how you got started career-wise. Let's start with Kyle, then Marcy, feel free to jump in.
All right.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. We actually have pretty similar stories. I grew up singing music in church. My dad was a worship pastor, so he, put a guitar in my hands probably when I was 12 years old or something, and I didn't know any better. I figured that's what you do with the guitars. You learn some chords and everything, and you learn some songs, but then immediately after that, you write songs. And so that's what I started doing as a kid, just writing as many songs as I could, listening to music and trying to figure out what these people were doing to write these, catchy singable songs. And so started doing that. And I was actually going to school for classical singing at the time, at a school in Chicago, for opera and singing all kinds of Italian and German and stuff like that. And I realized real quickly that wasn't what I wanted to do with my life, because I was, skipping homework and instead, going off somewhere and writing songs. And so later on, we ended up at the same college in Memphis. There I had an opportunity to start playing and gigging out in all these bars and stuff, which is something I never did before. I was just singing in church before that. And so before long, after playing in several bands and playing all kinds of gigs all over the world, we got to start this band together. And from then, I'm sure we'll get to tell you about playing on cruise ships and what we're doing now and stuff like that. But it's always been about writing songs for me.
Amazing. And Marcy, tell us how you got started music-wise at your end.
Yeah, so kind of similar to Kyle, I grew up in the church, and that's how I started singing. But it was honestly like when I was like 6 or 7, I was in the back seat of my parents' car. Me and my siblings were singing the Backstreet Boys, and I was like, wow, I think I actually have a good voice. And so did my mom, and she was like, oh, we're signing you up for singing lessons, and that's that. And so I, grew up with singing lessons, performing a bit. Didn't really take it seriously, though, until I was like 18. I picked up the guitar, started learning how to play myself, and starting writing my own songs, and then just moved on to college where, same as Kyle, I was more of a classical trained singer at first, but that was like not what I was wanting to do, because I was like in my dorm room writing songs. And So I was like, something's got to change. And so that's how I found the school in Memphis and ended up there, which actually really like kickstarted my own personal career too, where I was just writing Christian music too. And so I was like, this is awesome. I'm getting all this training and getting all these performances underneath my belt. And I just started playing anywhere that I could. And so, yeah, it was quite the experience in Memphis, where it's kind of like the beginning of, for both of us, I think, of how we just like really like hit the ground running, trying to make this music dream happen, because we're both super passionate about it. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also, there's one thing I was going to ask you as well, too. And who are some of your favorite artists and singers and musicians, both you guys growing up?
You know, we both actually have a common influencer in music. John Foreman of Switchfoot is a huge person for both of us. We both grew up listening to Switchfoot, and just like his lyrics and his melodies and just like the message of his songs. Super talented guy, and they always like check out to us. And I think that's pretty cool that we both, like, even without knowing each other, we grew up listening to him and just loved him. So.
Yeah, another one for me, who is, I think, a common influence for both of us, is a guy from Memphis called Drew Holcomb. He's a great songwriter, and he's been doing it for a lot of years. And one thing that's cool about him is he does a lot of music with his wife, Ellie. And so they're just one of our favorite artists, Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors, and also Ellie Holcomb. They do stuff separately. They do stuff together. And they've got a family. And so we really look up to them, because we want to figure out a way to do this thing full-time as a career, travel the world, write songs, and also have kids, have family, and kind of do this for the long haul. So, not to mention, all of those people just write fantastic music that resonates with people all over the world. So, those are a few of folks that we really look up to.
Sounds like you got your plans all mapped out as well, too. You talked about Memphis and going to school. What's the name of the college you guys went to at Memphis?
Yeah, that school is called Visible Music College. It's a tiny little college right there in downtown Memphis. We studied modern music and songwriting there.
Wow, amazing. And have you guys been to the Sun Recording Studios?
Have you been there, actually, babe?
I've been like semi inside the door, but I didn't get the full tour ever. So
it's one of those things where, if you've lived in any sort of touristy town as a local, it's one of those things where you always mean to do it, and you drive by it probably 5 times a day sometimes, because we lived right there downtown, but we never actually got around to taking the old tour. It's the same way with Graceland and, a couple other kind of famous spots. You hear about it, you see pictures, but we never actually walked in the door. So now that we're not Memphis locals anymore, it's kind of on our list. It's something we need to do.
Mm-hmm. And you guys talked about being on a cruise ship as well, too. We'll talk more about that. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and over 35 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also, follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful singer-songwriting duo of Kyle and Marcy Perzina called Suitcase Souls here on the Mike Wagner Show. Just getting together and getting married in Memphis, Tennessee, and they managed to venture their way to Florida. And of course, we'll be talking about their album, The Love We Found, featuring Sky Meets the Ocean, also their newest release. You guys ventured over to Florida, and you guys had an interesting cruise, and tell us more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was our first time ever trying out this crazy thing, living on a cruise ship, playing music professionally. It was actually an amazing opportunity. What did you think of it, babe? This is our first time doing this.
It was actually super fun, but also super crazy. Like, it's just not normal life. it's like you're constantly on a vacation. Like we would do like 3 to 4 hour sets in the day, and that was our job. And the other times we would be getting to go to these awesome tropical places. So it was really fun. We met a lot of cool people. We met a lot of great guests too that were on the ship that turned out to really like our music and come to every gig that we had on the ship. So it was really unique. It's definitely different than being on land. There's like a term like ship life or land life. So we had to kind of get used to the ship life way of life, which is completely different, but because you can't just like run to Chick-fil-A or Target or drive. So it was just different, but also really, really cool.
And how many cities did you hit along the way, and what was your favorite?
Yeah, well, I think we did 2 different routes on this particular cruise. One was more like a Bahamas route, so we did, St. Thomas.
We did
a few other Caribbean islands and stuff. We went to San Juan, Puerto Rico. And then we also did a different route, which was Belize, Mexico, Costa Maya. So all kinds of like, Caribbean type of areas and stuff. Just gorgeous, And they all start looking similar because they're all amazing. They've got, beautiful water and beaches and, awesome like shops and places to see historical stuff, and all kinds of things to do. Too many things to do. You actually don't have the ability to do everything. Right. So that's a pretty good problem to have. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it made us actually kind of sad because the week that we were supposed to go to Mexico and like pet, the sloths and the monkeys, we were going to go do that fun excursion, but then everybody had to leave the boat and quarantine happened and COVID. So it was actually kind of sad, but we still have a lot more adventuring to do on the cruise, I think.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say your favorite stop would be, and what was the one that really stood out to you the most?
Okay, my personal favorite was San Juan, Puerto Rico. I loved just walking around. I don't know what it was about that city. It was just like so cute. They had all these super cute restaurants and shops, and also like just great sightseeing. You could go down to the old Spanish fort. You could, just take cool pictures there and learn a little bit of history. And I don't know. I just loved that little city. It was really unique.
Mm-hmm. I think mine was probably St. Thomas, which is the U.S. Virgin Island. There is just the like clearest, bluest water that you'll ever find there, and there's all kinds of you arrive in port, and it's it's a beautiful, clear, sunny day, and the whole bay is just covered with sailboats. And I'm thinking, how do I get one of these yachts so I can do what these people are doing, because they're living their best life. With these yachts and just sitting there in the bay, and all these super great shops. And what's cool about the U.S. Virgin Islands too is your phone is going to work there, so you got data. You can check your email so that you can support your workaholism.
Workaholism on a cruise ship? You're supposed to be having fun, not working on a cruise ship. Come on now.
Hey, it's easy to conflate the two, but. Yeah, so man, that's a lot of fun, and not only that, but you see a lot of Americans working there, which is hilarious. You're walking into this like Caribbean island bar, and you see all these people talking with New York accents and Midwest accents. You're like, who are you? That's crazy. So it feels like there's a little bit of home there, that you can kind of cling to. But while you're hanging out in the Caribbean, so it's pretty.
And also, I will say that anytime that you get off the ship, we always take it because I personally need to feel like a sense of normal. I need to walk on the grass, or I need to feel some rain on my skin every now and then, it's really nice to get.
Yeah, you can go a little crazy on the ship if you're not careful, because they're big, but they're not that big if you're, spending months and months on them. So, So that's always nice to get out and check out new places.
Mm-hmm. And that sounds amazing, too. And we'll play one of your first hit called Sky Meets the Ocean. Later, we'll play your newest one. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Play, and Apple. Over 35 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here at Kyle and Marcy Prezina of Suitcase Souls here on the Mike Wagner Show, talking about their journey, how they met in Memphis, and also on their cruise in Florida. And this is where the sky meets the ocean. Here's Suitcase Souls. Here's their first release on the Mike Wagner Show.
You were the sun and I was the moon. You were the winter and I was late June. We couldn't be further apart till I knew how badly, how much I needed you, how madly in love I could be with you.
When I look in your eyes, I see two shades of blue. One dark as the night with nothing to lose, and another as light as the iris in blue. Like the sky meets the ocean, I'm falling for you. Like the sky meets the ocean, I'm falling for you. So take my hand and take my heart as we dance among the stars. For today I never knew. Like the sky meets the ocean, I'm falling for you. Like the sky meets the ocean, I'm falling for you. I never had a reason for speaking my mind.
Don't know what you're not dancing into.
But when I'm close to you, I know I'll be fine. Till the sky meets the ocean, I'm taking my time. When the sky meets the ocean, I know you'll be mine. So take my hand and take my heart as we dance among the stars. Before today I never knew. Like the sky meets the ocean, I'm falling for you. Like the sky meets the ocean, I'm falling for you. Ocean, I'm falling for you. Like the sky meets the ocean, I'm falling for you.
Suitcase Souls with Sky Meets the Ocean here on the Mike Wagner Show. And guys, tell us more about that song and what inspired you to write this wonderful piece.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. Well, this is actually one of those songs where I woke up about 3 a.m. with this idea to write this song, which I'm sure Marcy absolutely loves when I do that.
I sometimes get quite annoyed when he gets up that early.
She can see this crazy look in my eye, as I jump out of bed with this determined, kind of destination in mind and head to the other room. At that time, we were living in Memphis in a little rental house, and so I went down the hallway to the little studio room and, started whispering into my phone recorder. All the songwriters, I'm sure you guys are going to know what I'm talking about. You get an idea and you're just so terrified of losing it that you just got to get it down. And so started working on that thing. And
yeah. And it all started actually from us talking, like doing that pillow talk and stuff where you were just kind of like talking kind of sweet to each other. And I know it sounds really cheesy, but, in marriage, sometimes it just, it's good to just tell that person how much you love them. And I remember saying something like, well, your eyes are like the sky and mine are like the ocean. And Kyle literally was like the sky meets the ocean, I'm falling for you. And that was just kind of like the birth of the song. Originally was about our eye color. So fun
wow.
fact, if you didn't know.
I never heard about that, song about eye color. That is amazing. And of course, you think about pillow talk, it's like, deep inside, give me some chocolate. Most people like that, and some pizza too, but sounds like, yeah, a good thing going. Also, you had an album called The Love We Found, and tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're real excited about that. It's going to be our debut project. It'll have 12 songs on it. We don't have a release date yet, and the reason for that is we're actually still completing that record. We recorded a lot of it last summer with a good friend of ours named Kirk Teachout, and he produced that in Memphis. And actually, we're recording some additional instruments as well as vocals for the whole record. We recorded some on the ship with the stuff that we had, and now we've got our recording gear here in Florida where we're living. And so we're finishing that up, and we're real excited about it. It's kind of stories of not just our love story, but we're hoping to kind of bring people into sort of a universal love story and just explore the challenges and also just the great things about doing life with somebody else.
Mm-hmm. And it's fantastic as well, too. Looking forward to that. And we also have a new song called Memphis in the Spring. And before we do that, tell us a little more about that song.
Yeah, so Memphis in the Spring started, Kyle was on the guitar playing this super beautiful melody, and I just started singing the first verse, some of those lyrics to the first verse, and we started writing our love story, like our actual story of me being from the South, a Tennessee girl, and him being from the Midwest, and how we found each other in Memphis, and just kind of like the growth and birth of our relationships, how it started there. And the music, honestly, it was just like, it came together so beautifully. And in the recording, we had such a great friend named Stephen Bowman. And yes, he's a violin player. His last name is Bowman, which is really awesome. He came in and he recorded on the track, and he just made the song sound actually just a million times better than what we had in our head. He made it sound like a movie soundtrack, like a song literally from a movie. And so it just added so much theatrical beautiness to it. And yeah, it's one of our favorite songs. It's a really good one.
And one thing sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, one thing we really love about it is it's kind of one of our slower songs, and it's one of our longest songs as well. Which is funny because we get a lot of requests for folks wanting us to play it at a show or something, and it's kind of an underdog, but it's one that I think means maybe it might be one of the most important songs to us.
Mm-hmm. And rightfully so. We're going to play it right now on the Mike Wagner Show here. Suitcase Souls with Memphis in the Spring.
Maybe we traveled too far to remember the old days.
Maybe we let all the photographs fade through the years.
the place where the music began. Can you hear the river, dear? It's whispering to us. Can you feel the lights on Beale Street pull you close to me? The love we found in Memphis in the spring. He was a writer from up in the north with a warm smile.
She was a singer who sang of her Tennessee home.
How they would meet was as simple as watching the grass grow. Still he would take his sweet time before saying hello. Can you hear the river, dear? It's whispering to us. Can you feel the lights on Beale Street pull you close to me? The love we found in Memphis in the spring.
The question, let me cut to the chase. I want you with me through it
And all the
all.
times I played it safe before I poured my heart out like the rain.
Raining in, man, can't you see? She's backing out of time, moments right. I can't fight it anymore. I know that I'm wasting time, closing blinds and locking all the doors inside of my mind. Isn't safe, but now I'm saying I don't care. I could stare into that river for eternity. So I pray that the sunset never goes all the way down, so that I don't have to leave, darling. I got all I need right now. Can you hear the river, dear? It's whispering to us. Can you feel the lights on Beale Street pull you close to me? The love we found in Memphis in the
Suitcase Souls, Memphis in the Spring on the Mike Wagner Show. That was just fantastic. I love it. I was getting ready to cry on that one. Oh, my gosh. That was beautiful. Yes. All right. And where can we find your music at?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's everywhere that you could possibly imagine. The big ones are going to be Spotify, Apple Music. We've got a YouTube channel where we've also got kind of a vlog of our life and our recording process and stuff like that. And you can also find all of our songs up on YouTube, and then there's clips on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, Facebook as well.
And, of course, another question as well, too. What can we expect to you guys from 2020 and beyond?
Yes. So be on the lookout for July. Actually, we are going to be finishing our LP, The Love We Found. We've got 6 more songs to give to everyone else. We also have a brand new song coming out next Friday, May 22nd. And we're super excited to get that song out there. And we'll be on the cruise ship in the fall. But after that, you just stay tuned. We're hoping to get on the road. As soon as all this COVID-19 stuff clears up, we are going to be playing everywhere, hopefully. So just stay tuned. We are going to be releasing that record in July. And hopefully a couple more covers that we'll get to record and release the fall.
Absolutely, yeah. And we would love to see everybody at our online concert series. We do a live concert every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, for about an hour. And so I think we've been doing some theme nights. We did Disney night last week, and we did 80s night, and we're doing Beatles night coming up here, and then we do a bunch of our original music as well. So that's one way that people can keep up with us, is those Friday night live concerts and talk on Facebook and Instagram and stuff.
And talk about the cruise ship as well, too. Where will we be going on a cruise in the fall?
We're not actually sure yet. There's a whole bunch of kind of question marks around the cruise industry right now. There's some ships that are starting up again, and I think as people's confidence kind of grows, we'll see those going out more and more. We had a really good experience with the last cruise that we were on, so we're hoping to get a new contract. Nothing set in stone yet, but we're just kind of hoping and praying that a cruise contract will come our way and that we'll be able to be out somewhere in the fall. Honestly, I don't even care where we go. That's one thing that's cool about working on a cruise ship, is you can see all kinds of different parts of the world that you never might have visited before. So we're open for anything.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds to get paid for it, too. That's a good thing. So I wish I did that.
Hey, man, it's not a bad gig. It's the first time we've ever been doing music full time. So it's definitely been a cool way to meet people and to do music at the same time.
Sounds great. Looking forward to having you guys as well, and be on a cruise ship sometime. And also, just a couple more things. Who do you guys consider biggest influences in your careers?
Well, I think some big influences that we have, there's a band called Johnny Swim that we both just absolutely love. They're also a husband and wife duo, and they do some really cool indie rock singer-songwriter type of music. They really crush it at the love songs, and they just seem to have a lot of fun on stage. So I'd say Johnny Swim is a big one for me.
Yes, absolutely to that. And again, we've mentioned Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors, him and his wife. They are super awesome and super talented. We love their style. We love their songs. And they started like a festival called Moon River Festival. So that's kind of like a bucket list dream of ours, is to play at their festival. And maybe like Switchfoot as well. We just love them and what they stand for and what they write about.
Sounds amazing. What's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
So anybody who's trying music, I would say the best thing to do is keep doing it. Just keep going and don't stop. And especially when it comes to content, when it comes to writing songs, when it comes to releasing stuff. I heard a great quote. It was, that a song is really just a moment in time, and so it captures where you were as a musician at that time and what you were writing about. And so my best advice is, do it, love it, and once you release something, just kind of move on and I guess enjoy the ride.
Yeah,
that's a big part of what we try to encourage people with, just as musicians as well, is just
enjoy the process. It's not always going to be easy, but it's just like, if you believe in it and you feel called to it and you just absolutely are passionate about it and love it, then just keep going, keep pursuing it.
That sounds like
that you'll find success.
That sounds like fantastic advice. Once again, Kyle and Marcy Prezina of Suitcase Souls, big thank you for your time. You guys have been great here on the Mike Wagner Show. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, and where can people purchase or listen to your music?
Yeah, so everybody can listen to us anywhere. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all those streaming platforms. You can find us. Our website is suitcasesouls.com. You can check us out there, or on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook. We're even on TikTok, even though we haven't really posted a whole lot. We probably should be posting some of those dances, But yeah, we're even on TikTok.
So find us at Suitcase Souls. That's just one word, Suitcase Souls. And one big reason for people to go to our website as well and join our email list is we're going to be giving away our album before it comes out. So there's a big push to go and sign up for that email. We're going to give you guys all kinds of stuff before everybody else. So you can find that at suitcasesouls.com.
Sounds great, guys. Again, a big thank you for your time to Suitcase Souls. You guys have been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love to have back on sometime 2020 beyond. You've been great, and maybe we'll catch you on a cruise.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that would be great. Mike, just let us know, man. We'll hook you up with some free tickets on a cruise.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.